Are you making this costly mistake with your business? I certainly hope not, but if you are, we're going to talk about what this mistake is that I see so many entrepreneurs making that can just totally derail their business. Maybe you've treated your business checking account like your personal piggy bank and perhaps used that business credit card for some of those personal expenses, sometimes on purpose, sometimes completely by mistake. I get it. It's so easy to do, especially when you're first getting started, right? You're just like, okay, I'm trying to get this business up and running, and this is what I have on hand. I have this checking account, I have this credit card on hand, and I need to purchase something for my business. And so you wind up spending a little bit from your personal for your business expenses and from your business accounts for your personal expenses. We really, really don't want to be commingling. By the way, I'm Jessica Lawrence, and I help entrepreneurs take control of their bookkeeping and finances. So when we're mixing up our business finances and our personal finances, this is called commingling. And it's so important that we don't do this, that we actually keep our business finances completely separate from our personal finances. First, we want to make sure that they're separate for legal reasons, because if you ever were to be sued or have some sort of legal action taken, if you have a lawyer look at your bank accounts and you're commingling between your business finances and your personal finances, then they're going to consider everything fair game. So if something were to happen with your business and you basically have legal action taken against you and you've commingled with your personal finances, they're going to say, I can come after your house, I can come after your personal assets and everything you own, because you have not kept this business separate and treated it like a separate business. You basically just, spent with your personal finances too, so I can then take your personal funds. So the first reason really is the legal ramifications. The next reason this is so important is because organization. We want to keep things simple and straightforward. And so when it comes time to do your bookkeeping, to really do your business management, it is just so much easier and way, way more straightforward to have your business finances completely different than your personal finances. It'll just save you so much time, so much stress, so much hassle, not trying to sort through these things to be like, that was business, this was personal, through every single line. If you just know everything in my business checking account was for business, and everything on my business credit card was for business, and then everything on my personal accounts was for personal spending. This will also make your actual bookkeeping and business management a lot easier, because then when you're setting up your system to be able to track your finances, it'll be very straightforward. And what this does is just gives you the ability to have better access to data, better bookkeeping, and better financial management, which will long-term help you manage your business better. So we really, really, really want to make sure that these are separate, and it's very important. Now, same thing goes for my ladies that have multiple businesses, okay? So not only do we want to keep our business finances separate from our personal finances, but if we do have multiple businesses, we want to make sure that each of those have their own separate finances. So for me, for example, I have, my bookkeeping business, and then I also have a short-term rental business, and I need for each of those to also have their own separate business checking accounts and business credit card accounts. We don't want to be commingling between businesses either. So if you're with me so far and you're like, all right, I get it. It's important. I need to not commingle, but what do I actually need to do in terms of the different accounts that I need to set up? So I want you to have 3 different accounts. I want you to have one business checking account for your income and operating activities. I want you to have one business reserve account where you set aside money for things like your emergency fund for down months, for taxes, for any large purchases that you know might be coming up. You want to create a reserve account, and that could be a savings account or a checking account or an investment account. It just needs to be a separate account that is not for your ongoing operations, but for, those taxes, the savings, emergency fund, things like that. And then the third is I want you to have one business credit card for your expenses. If you're like, okay, but I don't actually have a business EIN number because, I'm operating this side business pretty much under my own name right now. So how do I get a business checking account? How do I get a business credit card if I don't have a business EIN number? That is fine. The important part of this is that you need to have a separate account designated for the business. So you can get a checking account with your current bank as long as it's a separate one that you then designate, this is going to be for just my business expenses. Same thing goes for the reserve account, same thing goes for the credit card account. The important part here is the separation. So as long as you have those three accounts that are created, designated for your business and separate from your personal finances, then you're okay. So if you're wondering where you set up these accounts, it really just depends. You could go with your current bank provider and just set up, a business checking account, a business credit card, a business reserve account with them. Or, if you're looking for the ones that I recommend, I would go with Relay Financial for your business checking account and basically for both the income and operating account and for the reserve account. They make it super easy to set up your business accounts, and you're able to set up multiple, which is great without all the extra fees and stuff like that. And they link really, really well on the back end when it comes time to connect with your accounting software, in this case, QuickBooks. Then I also would recommend for your business credit card going with Chase. And we could talk about that for a whole another reason, but ultimately you want to have that business credit card set up for your business separately. Chase is great when it comes to travel points and other benefits that you can find out more about in other videos. So I highly recommend Chase to be able to take advantage of some of those things for your business credit card. And look, here's the thing. If you do commingle a little bit and you're like, well, I've already done this a bit, Jessica, what do I do? It's not the end of the world, right? Like, we do want to protect ourselves and we want to protect our business and we want to protect our personal assets. But if you have commingled in the past, then the best thing to do is to just stop and start, managing basically your finances separately the correct way going forward. It happens, so don't beat yourself up over it. Let's just fix it going forward so that, we can protect our business in case anything ever were to happen. So don't let commingling hold you back any longer. Go ahead and make sure that you get your personal and your business finances separated. And if you do need some help with this is one of many topics that I cover with my QuickBooks Setup course on how to get everything set up correctly for the bookkeeping for your business. Just check it out at jesslawrence.com under the courses tab. For more tips about your business finances, check out my next video in the playlist.